Hi friends, thanks for joining me today. So we are on week number 18 of our card sketches. But before we get into the card, I did want to go over a few things. And before I turn the camera down, I'm going to ask you something. So I've been a demonstrator now for almost 4 years. And one of my biggest goals and dreams is to earn the incentive trip that Stamping Up does for the for us demonstrators if you earn it for that. But this year I'm going to try, and I'll tell you why. The incentive trip is a cruise to Alaska. I've always wanted to go there. My mother's been there several times, 3 times, so I'm kind of jealous of that. But hey, you know what? I'm still young. I could do it, right? So, but I need your help. I need your help to earn that. And how does that work? Well, if you're not working with the demonstrator, I'd love for you to pick me as your demonstrator, and so that you order products from me, or even better, join my team. So I've been trying to grow my team, getting there slowly, but we're getting there. So if you'd love to join my team, I'd love to have you. And this is the perfect month to do that. Stamping Up is having a special, and I'll tell you about that in just a minute. So reach out to me if you have any questions or, anything. Okay, so let's turn the camera down. As I mentioned, there are several different promotions going on this month. One is ending very soon. It's ending in a couple of days on October 10th, and that is our Paper Pumpkin subscription promotion. So what does that mean? You get 40% off on your first Paper Pumpkin. That's a great deal. That's like, I think it's $25 per month. So your first one would be $15, right? Is my math right? I am so bad with math. That's why I make cards. So anyway, 40% off, you get $10 off. And you want to use code HOLIDAY40, and I will put a link in the description below the video where you can sign up for your Paper Pumpkin subscription. So that's number one. Number two, speaking of Paper Pumpkin, our kits are also on sale up to 30% off. And that's going on through the whole month of October. So you want to take advantage of that, especially if you're not the type of person that wants to keep all that product on hand, and you're not trying to build your collection like me. And so that's a great deal as well. Next one is started yesterday. It's a 3D stamp sale, and you get 15% off on all stamp sets. Unfortunately, that does not include bundles, and it does not include the online exclusives. But if there's been a stamp set that you've been eyeing, now's the time to get it, and you have until tomorrow, the 9th of October, to take advantage of that sale. Which brings me to my next promotion. I know, so much going on this month, right? So this is what I was telling you about. We have a starter kit special going on for the full month of October. So when you join my team, the Crafty Creators, you can choose up to $155 worth of Stamping Up product. Once again, you choose. I'm not going to choose it for you. Naturally, if you want my help, I will certainly provide that to you. But that is so it's $155 product that you get to choose, and you only pay $99, and you get free shipping. This is by far the best deal. And if you're like me and you like to order a lot of stuff, this is the perfect time to join Stamping Up. And don't forget, once you get your starter kit, you can start purchasing those online exclusives, which I'll show you. Those can be part of your starter kit. And I believe you can also get the stamp and cut and emboss machine with that as part of your deal. You just can't go over the $155. And what else did I wanted to say? Oh my goodness, the most important thing. It's only $99 to join. How can you beat that? So you are getting an additional $30 worth of product for $99. How cool is that? So, friends, reach out to me. I'd love to answer your questions. Next up is our online exclusives. These will be available to customers beginning November 5th. But as I mentioned, when you join my team, you could order them as part of your starter kit. And they're so pretty this time. I mean, like, look at this. They're gorgeous. We've got this beautiful paper, the DSP. Oh my God, it's so gorgeous. I can't wait to get this. I did place an order, so it should get here by next week. And so we have the Hearts of Elegance bundle. These adhesive back sequins are really nice because they're flat. The Happy Hibiscus. I didn't print out the Utterly Adorable set, but that's adorable too. And that's another set that I did order, I think. I can't remember now. All right, so our card for this week is card sketch number 18, which is right here, and I'll show you the big one in just a second. So it's right here. Again, you can get this PDF at FrenchieStamps.com. So let's go over our parts and pieces. So that's in portrait mode. I'm going to do it in landscape. So let's see. I'll go through that in just a minute. But let me show you the DSP. The DSP that I'm using is our Splendid Autumn DSP. I think this is gorgeous. This is in the mini catalog, and it comes in a pack of 48, double-sided, of course. But I just love how Stampin' Up! Has been introducing these new scenery papers. They're just gorgeous. I mean, they're just absolutely stunning. You know, one's prettier than the other, so it's hard to choose. But I chose one. I narrowed it down. So I'm going to be using this piece right here. Right now it's 6 by 6, but we'll be cutting that down. My card base is 5.5 by 8.5, scored at 4 1/4. I have a piece of basic white for the inside. This is 4 inches by 5 1/4. And I better put this in the landscape mode because I think there was a video where I actually meant to do landscape and well, anyway. Then I have another piece which measures 4 1/8 by 5 3/8. That will be for the front. Scrap piece of basic white, scrap piece of old olive. The old olive actually does measure 5/8. No, yeah, 5/8 of an inch by, I think I did 5 1/4. 5 1/4. So 5/8 by 5 1/4. And then I'm also using the Dragonflies and Birds adhesive backed embellishments. These are really great because they're nice and flat. And I like that Stampin' Up! Is doing more flat things because it makes it for easy mailing. So we'll set those aside. And I think that is all the parts that I need. I'm just looking for some dimensionals, which, oh, I found them. Found my dimensionals. Okay, we need those. So we'll set those aside right there. And I'm using Old Olive ink. Okay, I've got my blending brush here. My stamp is already on there. All right, so I am using the Unbounded Love stamp set. We'll be doing a happy birthday card. I'm also using the dies. I've already pulled the dies out. I've got a frame and then a leaf. We're going to be cutting those out. So I'll put those aside. And then the last thing we're using is the So Swirly embossing folder. And I like this. It's kind of cool. So we'll see what it looks like. But I don't want to forget to use that, so I'll put that right there. All right, let's start by cutting down our DSP so then we can adhere it, and then we're going to set that aside to let that dry. So what I want to do is I want to keep the sky and then just, you know, a little bit of the flowers down here. So I'm going to cut this down to 3 inches. So first we'll cut it down to 3 inches. Okay. And then I'm going to cut it down to 5 1/8. So we have 3 inches by 5 1/8. Okay. There we go. This piece I'm going to use for my leaves. And this piece that's left over we'll use on the flap of the envelope. But I didn't bring an envelope in here to do, so we'll do that later. All right, so now I'm going to cut these down to 1-inch strips. And that's why I did it 3 inches and then cut the 5/8 off. So I wouldn't have to cut each piece individually, right? Just saves a little bit of time. So there. And there. And I think we're done with the paper trimmer. So we could set that aside. Let me adhere these pieces down to the front. This I'm not going to emboss, right? No, I don't think so. All right, let's put this. And there's going to be a little bit of space. I think this was the second piece, right? I'm going to put this down the center. I'm just looking to make sure that all the pieces are fairly even. This I need to cut down. Okay, and then this piece is going to go down here. I'm just right now I'm worried about these pieces. I feel like I cut them too short. You know what? I'm going to leave them like this, but I think they should have been 5 1/4 inches is what it should have been. I think that's what I cut this piece at. So I need to cut this down to 5 1/8. There. Just so it is even with the other pieces. But let me adhere these. So remember, if you're doing this, cut it down, cut the strips down to 5 1/4. It fits better that way. Or you can cut I mean, I guess I could cut the other layer, but I'm okay with it. It's really what you like. I mean, make it your own. I don't know, it's starting to get cold now. Like during the day, it's nice and toasty. You know, the sun comes out, it's beautiful here. But then in the morning time, which I'm shooting this video in the morning, it's just so cold. So cold. And I do not want to turn the heat on yet. I mean, it's only what, October 5th? Right, because I'm shooting this on a Sunday. No, 5th? No, today's the 6th. I'm so confused with my days lately. All right, I'll put this one at the bottom. So, and I want to set this aside. That's why I'm doing it first. And then we'll get some stamping done. So then I could run it through the embossing machine. And it's not, the pieces aren't sliding around. Yes, that has happened to me before, and I was not happy. But so, you know, we learn from our mistakes, right? And speaking of mistakes, I hope you caught my last video, which was my tip. I'm going to be doing weekly tips, which are for my newsletter subscribers, but because a picture is worth 1,000 words, I figured it'd be nice to also show it on my YouTube channel. So my tips will be, you know, tips and tricks for better stamping. Okay, let us stamp our birthday greeting. I'm using Old Olive. And normally I would be cutting it out first, but we're going to do it this way. I hope this fits in there. Oh, you know, all right, well, whatever. I forgot to put my Pierce mat under here, but we're going to try this. Okay, whew. I got lucky there, people. I did get lucky. All right, let's set that aside for just a minute. Let me bring my cut and emboss machine. So I can die cut this and make sure it fits. All right, so we'll do a little bit of die cutting now. You know what? I think I could use my little one. I think I can because the pieces are small enough. So let's go ahead and use the little one. Okay, I'll set that here. Put this here. Okay, and get the top piece. I had planned to use my bigger one, but you know what? These are small enough I can get them through here. And I found a trick because I know I've had trouble die cutting with these. The smaller one, like it doesn't grab. So there's a trick to that. I'll tell you in just a second. So when this cuts out, it actually cuts out, grab that, 2 pieces. You've got the frame and then you've got the one with the sentiment. So I'm just going to use this. This I will save for something else. So we'll set that right there. And let's go ahead and cut the leaves. And I'll be doing 3 of these, so bear with me. I'll probably speed through this process because you know how this works. But so going back to that tip, when you're using the mini cut and emboss machine, you want to stagger your plates. So you want to line up, for the most part, the top plate and the bottom plate. So, and then that center one, you want to kind of hang it out so then it actually grabs. And I'll show you what I mean. Oh, you see how they're kind of staggered and that middle plate is like hanging out there, right? Because if you were to just put them in this way, the machine doesn't grab it. Where's my take your pick tool? So let me show you what I mean. So I'm going to stack these. Let's flip this around. It'll fit better on here. Okay. So if I were to just line these up as I would in my regular machine. Well, all right. So there, it worked for some reason. Normally, well, it is a little staggered, but normally it doesn't work. So kind of have to play with it. Anyway, if you have that machine, it's still nice to, you know, I tend to use my bigger one just because it makes life easier sometimes. But and we have one more piece to cut. Line that up. And stagger the pieces and run it through. Okay, let's put that aside. I do like the smallness of it though, because I can keep it on my table, but it doesn't work for everything. All right, let's put these here and poke these out. And I think I can run that piece through the embossing machine. See, I needed the big one anyway, so it really wouldn't have mattered. So it looks like I need to get the big boss out anyway, because the folder is too big to fit in the little boss. So let's move stuff around. All right, we got enough room here. Let me put this in my folder. And I want to do this so that it kind of looks like there's undulations in the card, so that it mimics kind of like, you know, in the desert where it's got, it reminds me of pictures of Utah and Arizona, Las Vegas, those areas where it's going in, well, you'll see once I emboss this with the swirly 3D emboss. It's actually not a 3D, it's just a So Swirly embossing folder is what it's called. So when you're running regular embossing folders through the emboss, stamp and cut and emboss machine, you need plate number 1, plate number 3. You put your embossing folder and your cardstock piece, and then you run it through. You don't need the specialty plate number 4, which is that gray plate, because it's not a 3D folder. So here, let's look at this. Look at that. Isn't that beautiful? I think that's so pretty. When you emboss, it just makes it look so much better. Makes it come alive. All right, let's see. What are we going to do next? I think we're just about ready to put this card together, it looks like. All right, I need to put this piece here. So what I want to do with this piece is I'm going to create a flag, like a banner end. What do they call them? Tails, I guess. So what I do is I go to the center, cut up just a bit, then from one corner to that point, and then the other corner to that point. I don't think I cut enough off on the other one. It didn't come out. No, actually I did. Okay, and then we'll do the same thing on the other side. Oops, I think I went up just a little too high on that one. And we'll do the other side. Boy, I tell you, between my left hand tremoring and my eyes not being able to see, that is not an easy task for me, but I did it. Okay, so let's put this in the trash. All right. That's okay. All right, let's put this down in the center. And then I want to do a little bit of, I want to add a little color to the edge of the piece that we stamped. And to do that, I'm going to use a blending brush and my ink. Oh dear, I just dropped that. Okay, we're going to get something and we're going to wipe that up. You know what, I think I cut that a little bit too short, but that's okay. We'll make it center. We'll make it work. Okay. Anyway, that's going to dry up, so I'm just going to leave it alone. It'll be tacky for a bit, but that doesn't matter. So let's put that aside, let it dry, and get out a piece of scrap and my blending brush and my old olive again. I'm going to show you what I'm going to do. I don't even need this really, because what I'm going to do is I'm just going to tap, tap, tap. And these are the mini blending brushes. So just get some ink on that. And then we're just going to go along the edge. Yes, I didn't even need that paper, the scrap paper. Just go all along the edge. So, and like so. Just do a little more on top and we'll be good. Okay, didn't need that. I'm done with that. All right, let me put the inside piece in and get my, what do you call this mat? The silicone craft mat. I'm going to add a little bit of glue. The other thing you can do with these pieces is you can use our adhesive sheets, and that would make it so much easier. So we'll add this to the inside. Okay. We're going to center that. And I don't know if I mentioned this piece for the inside measures 4 inches by 5 1/4. Okay, and let's put this on the outside. Now there you have the option to add dimensionals or glue, like what I'm doing. Depends if you're mailing it or if you're handing it to somebody. Naturally, if you're handing it to somebody, you can probably give a little more height to it. You know, because sometimes the post office charges more if your cards are heavy or there's too much bulk to them, right? All right, so we'll do that, set that aside, and then we're going to add these little pieces. Just add one more piece in there to the, oh, here's another one. Guess I didn't poke all these pieces out. Okay. Let's see, I'll add it to the outside here maybe, or should we just go back? I think I'm just gonna put it to the back. I think so. And you know what I'm gonna do? I was gonna glue it on the back, but I think I'm just going to add a dimensional right over that. And my fingers are so sticky, that's why they keep sticking to that. And then this way, I don't have to worry about putting glue on it. Okay, so we'll add a dimensional right about here. That should do it. Another one here. Then I want to see where we're going to put the other one though. I think we'll put that down here. Okay, so we'll add another dimensional over that. Okay, there we go. That one here in the center. And I think one more should do it right here. That out of the way. And let's put this, you think, in the center over here. I think I'm gonna go in the, no, you know why? I'm not gonna put it in the center because you see this opening here? That kind of looks weird if I center it. So I think we're just gonna put it off to one side, I think right about here. Right? Okay, I think that's good. We're done with the glue. And let's add some of our pretty dragonflies and birds. Add one here. And let's add a dragonfly because I hear that dragonflies are good luck. And right now I can use all the luck that I can get, right? Okay, I'll put that there. I think that's good. So there you go, friends. This is my sketch number 18. I hope you like that. I think it looks gorgeous. I love the colors, and the designer series paper just really brings out the purple, right? I love this. I love how that looks. So let me show you the other one that I did in the portrait style. And I used, not Coastal Cabana, Summer Splash for this one. And I used the In Color DSP for this. So, pretty, right? Yeah, I think they both look really nice. Friends, thank you so much for joining me today. As I mentioned, if you're interested in becoming a demonstrator like me, or even placing an order with me, I'd be more than happy to help you place your order. Please reach out to me if you have any questions about joining Stampin' Up. I'd be more than happy to answer them. And until next time, have a great day. Happy stamping. Bye-bye.